Hi there. So I want to do a little follow-up video from the one I posted yesterday about you being greater than any modality. So it's interesting because it started to come in some more awareness about this. So because I was thinking about this situation in my life, and I have food in my teeth. And I was like, what would I like to? Actually, yeah, what would I like to create? That's what I want to come. Okay, I just like thoughts now. I was wondering about, should I send this message or should I take this action? And I was looking at that and I realized there's like these different ways you can look at which choices to make in a certain situation. Like, now this is very specific, very intense, very like, but it can be any small things from any situation, small, big, intense, calm, whatever. So, and you can look at it from like, what's the right thing to do here? And trying to avoid the wrong thing. And it can be based on any kind of point of view. It can be based on whether you're like into Christianity or whether you're into access consciousness or, you know, whatever like modality or teaching, religion, whatever. Like you can look at it, or it can be like, you know, you can have the reference points being your friends or your family or the culture we're living or the time we're living or whatever it is. Like you can look at what is the right choice here. And especially like if you're doing a modality, you can be drawn into that, like looking at that. So then also if there's another person involved in this, then you can maybe go into like trying to figure out in his universe what would be the right way to do it. And it's interesting if you are in the question like, what's the contribution to this person? What's the greatest contribution and what are they ready and willing to receive? That is amazing, you know. Then you're really honoring them and you're really looking at what they require and what they desire. But that's not what I meant. Like, I mean more like this from the rightness and wrongness and from like that person's judgments reality and conclusion reality and point of view reality. What should you be for them? Which is just fucked up. And so it's like, it's sort of the same thing I'm talking about as the previous video, but it was like for me taking it one more step further in the energy, and maybe you can sense it, even if it seems a bit like I'm talking about the same thing. But it's like, it's so much in this, so I wanted to make another video, and I just felt so energized by this morning. Really, as the thoughts about this started to arise again, and it's really all that it really is about. What would I like to create here? What would I like to choose? I can barely speak because I get so excited. What would I like to create? I'm going to say that again because we're so into what's right and what's wrong, and like, what does the other person think? Like, and what does my mother think, or what does the church think, or what does access consciousness think? Like, no. What would I like to create? And what am I capable of that maybe no one else is? We all have our uniqueness, things we know and are capable of that no one else does. So what would I like to choose? What would I like to create? Not what's right, not what's wrong, not what fits into any kind of box. Even the box you decided is the right box, like access consciousness, or whatever. I just get so light and happy when I say this. One more time, what would I like to create? So, and that's interesting, like if you put yourself less than someone, then you easily go into this weird reality. Like if you put them up on a pedestal and you make yourself less than, then you really try to figure out from their perspective what you should be or do. And that's something I've been doing with this. Even though I don't want to really admit that because that's not what I want to do. I go into that. And so, and there's this other aspect of the intense vulnerability when you let go of the sort of set of belief system you have, or when you let go of looking from the other person's perspective, you let go of finding what's right or wrong, and you're just like, what would I like to choose? What would I like to be here? And then it's like all shaky, like, and I have no idea, and it's like, if I send this message, or if I send this picture to this person, or if I take this action, like, where would that land? Like, and like if I really chose really what I would like to choose, and was willing to even have the person get really angry, because I see that is one thing that has been stopping me from taking any action. Like, I've been taking a lot of energetic action, but taking in a more like tangible, like a message or like that kind of action, because I'm like, this person could and have, it's not like just in my head, it has happened that he's gotten really angry, but would I be willing to receive that anger in order to be me and do what I desire? What am I making greater, his anger, or allowing myself to be me in this situation, and letting myself screw up also, just because that's when you let go of this belief system, and you let go of all these things that you like this hold on to, and just let it go, and like, what, who am I here? And be willing to like fuck it up also, like maybe it's something that isn't a contribution to the person, or isn't like even like, but just give it a try. But because if you just do it from a set of belief system, or like someone else would do it, or the way you think the person expected, you will just create a copy of something that already exists. You will just solidify the things that already is solidified in this reality. So what if you were willing to drop, and you can just connect with the situation in your life right now? So if you have something? So if you just drop all your barriers, which are all the rightness and the wrongness and the points of view, and the I should do it this, and this person thinks I should do it this way, or Christianity says I should do it like this, or the yoga path, the tantric path I'm taking says I should do it this way, or the shamanism I'm practicing says should do it this way, or my family says it's going to be like this, this is the right way. What if you dropped all of that? All the barriers, and some of them you might have to just like push down because you're really invested in having them. So if you just push them down, cool, that's great. And if you just expand out in the room you're in, the town you're in, the country, all out through the earth, the solar system, the Milky Way, the whole universe. Ooh, awesome. Now from that space, what would you like to choose? What would you like to be for this project or this person? What would you like to say? What message would you like to give them? If you had total choice, and if you were totally allowed to say whatever it was you wanted to say, or to, oh shit, this is intense. Keep expanding, don't contract. I'm saying that to myself. Oh, what would you like And it can be just being an energy. What energy would you like to be for this person that you have never maybe been willing to before? Or what action would you like to take here in this situation? And you might not be clear right away because you might have locked yourself up in so many points of view that you don't know. So it's the first start is to drop the barriers, expand out, and start asking yourself. So if something comes up, like if something pings, great. If something doesn't, just allow the space to be there and allow the awareness to come when it comes. And keep asking yourself, what do I desire to be here? What would, and I've said it a million times but it just takes repeating because we're so programmed to something else. What would I like to create here? What would I like to create here? And all the points of view that comes up, all the of what you should do, what you should be, what is the right way to do it, and all the things you're avoiding because it's wrong. All of that, would you just be willing to collapse that into source energy? And even the ones that are under those, and the ones that are really deep and really solid. Ooh, gosh. Cool. So you might have to do that a few times because you might not see and have the awareness what you desire because you have so many points of view in place that are covering that up. And that's okay. You're just starting. Asking this question and having this, being aware like this is just starting to, and that's the demand of you and to the universe that I will have my reality, I will have my choice and not be controlled by any points of view at all. Okay, so just whatever energy that are there that trying to impose the points of view and trying to keep you stuck, all the everything that's in the way trying to control you, would you just for me it's a lot of demons I'm sensing, so okay, I just cleared them a little silently because that sounds so weird, so if there's not some access people that might be strange. Okay, so now that feels much lighter for me. How to seek it better and what else is truly possible? And what if you dared being you and being vulnerable and being willing to make a mistake in order to try out something different, in order to find you and the contribution you can truly be? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.